and welcome to Tiny Table Talk for The Challenge Season 37, Spies, Lies, and Allies, Episode 14. Now, before we get into this week's video and possibly going to go play some beach volleyball, let's hear a word from today's sponsors. Do you have muscles? If you do, you probably had a muscle or two sore. I know I have. I normally get it from working out or sitting at my computer for far too long. That's when I like to reach to the Charles Warren All-Natural Sweet Ginger Vapor Rub. It is made with 6 all-natural oils and butters. And did I mention that the packaging is biodegradable? Another product I love to use is the Coconut Milk and Oats Body and Foot Powder. It's talc-free, baking soda-free, and cornstarch-free, all while keeping my feet sweat-free, and it smells like fresh coconut cake. And right now, if you go to charleswarrenpresents.com and use my promo code at checkout, you can get a discount. All the information and a link is down in the description below. Thank you so much to Charles Warren Presents for sponsoring this video, and now on to Tiny Table Talk. One thing that I can't get out of my brain from this past week's episode and aftermath is how delusional the Emerald team is. I mean, they were annoying for the first 4 episodes that they were a team because they kept on winning and they were in the power position and they were kind of strutting their stuff and feeling their vibe. And now, 1 week when they don't have any power, where they feel helpless, they are completely vulnerable, they start freaking out and throwing out desperation heaves to try to get Amanda to not infiltrate their team and want her to sacrifice herself by either going to a team of 3 or staying on the Ruby team, who, by the way, does not want her on the team. It's flabbergasting to me to hear the Emerald talk in the aftermath. First of all, I just want to say that there was a huge blown opportunity for the aftermath this week to not have Josh, Amanda, Tori, and Devin in studio, because I think those 4 players would have given a really good round view and perspective of what happened in the house and would have led to a constructive conversation of what happened in this past week's episode. But instead, we had 2/3 of the Emerald team and them just like continuously saying that they carried Amanda, which was like, no. First of all, no. You didn't carry anybody. You were just playing the game and you were playing the vet's truce. And who's to say that if anybody else got into power, they wouldn't have held up their bargain by not putting anybody up. But because they weren't in power doesn't mean that they weren't doing their part or weren't going to do their part. We're 14 episodes into this season. The finals are right around the corner. I mean, I think I read somewhere that there's 19 episodes. This is the point of the game where truces and everything just fall away, especially game-long truces. Like, we're done with this. Now it's time to look out for yourself and look out for your game. And that's exactly what Amanda did in this episode. And I applaud her, not only for knocking down the Emerald team a peg, but because she is playing for herself and she's making moves that are logical. And for Devin to heavily criticize and come at Amanda for making the move she did, when in actuality, you would have done the same thing if you were in Amanda's shoes. Let's just be real. And for Devin in the aftermath to say like, oh, it's because we didn't make specific rules and deals for when we were in power. It's like he's saying if he didn't go up to somebody and been like, hey, if we don't throw you into elimination at all, then you can't infiltrate our team, right? Shake our hands. I'll tell you right now that Amanda would not agree to that, or even if she did agree to that, it's not like she's coming into this episode going like, well, I did shake his hand at one point. No, this is a game for $1 million. Those deals are getting thrown out the way if you can look at yourself and go, how can I better position myself? I think that infiltrating the Emerald team is an A+ move, not only to put yourself in a better position, but I think it also gives you protection, which I will get into in the next section of this Tiny Table Talk. You knew you were going to get infiltrated at some point, but for them to act this shocked, this hurt about a game move is ridiculous. It's like Nelson yelling at Kyle for swapping into the Sapphire team. It makes no sense, and it just seems so off base with what the game is. It's a valid move in the game. Just go along with it. You have 6 players still. Like, let's be real. You still have a very good shot of winning the next daily and so on and so forth. Like, just relax and play the game. Now, in honor of Top Gun and it being featured in this week's episode, everyone donning their Top Gun gear, I thought it would be fun to have a section called Danger Zone where I go over the competitors and who's in the danger zone of possibly being thrown into another elimination. Now, as I mentioned, I read somewhere that this season is 19 episodes. If there's a 2-part final, then I am assuming that the final starts in episode 18, meaning that we have 15, 16, and 17, meaning that there's going to be 3 more eliminations possibly. 1 women's day, 2 men's days, which kind of balances things out. Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be a purge right before the finals, or maybe it'll be like a purge in the beginning of the finals like we had last season. I think that could be more of the speed of this challenge season. So I'm not going to worry about purges. I'm just looking at eliminations. Let's first take a look at the women's elimination, since I suspect there's only going to be 1 more. I think Big T is definitely in the danger zone. Heck, she was called out for this elimination, lost, and then was heading out and then came back in. So I definitely think that she's like in the pinpoint of the danger zone, that she will probably be called out by whoever is getting thrown into the elimination. I would say that Amanda would have been in the danger zone. However, because she is on the Emerald team, I think she got some big protection, because I think Tori is going to try to make the big move by trying to be the agency vote so that she can call out anybody that she wants. I don't think she would call out Emmy, because although she is the final rookie left in the game, and I think Sapphire is going to have a tough time trying to win a daily challenge with only 3 members, everybody loves Emmy. So I think that Tori would definitely call out Big T. Emerald wants 6 players, and they want their original 6 players back. So even if Tori gets to be the agency vote, she wouldn't even call out Amanda to get her revenge, because she wants her spot. She doesn't want to eliminate Amanda and then swap with Nani, because then that throws off the balance. They want their original 6. So I think Amanda, again, A+ move for infiltrating Emerald, because now it gives her a block of protection. It gives her another couple of weeks in the game. Now on the men's side, I think we have to take a look at the rookies. I think Logan could be called out. Maybe not the agency vote, but I think he could be called out. I think we have to take a look at Emmanuel, who hasn't done a whole lot in this game. He's been very well protected, but the Emerald team has been thrown off, and if they are still like out of whack heading into the next couple of dailies, and then they kind of lose, maybe even the next daily, I think he could be up for elimination, because he is a rookie. He needs to earn his stripes, so to speak, and I think he could be in the line of fire, especially if someone finally wants to take a shot at the Emerald team. I think Josh and everybody on Emerald benefits if one of the 2 rookies gets sent in, because they're not going to be called out. However, if say somebody wants to make a power move, like I'm talking about with Tori wanting to go into the elimination to get her spot on Emerald back, could Nelson or Kyle try to make a power move to get off of Ruby to then benefit themselves heading into the finals or closer and try to get on a better team? I think this spells bad news for Josh in particular, because Josh will be looked at as like prime real estate. Prime want to go up against him and try to get that elimination win. I think Kyle is more in the danger zone than Nelson. I think if anybody is out of the danger zone, it is Devin, CT, and Nelson. I think Nelson and CT, people are going to be looked at like, I don't want to go up against him. And I think with Devin, he is so well connected with everybody. I think nobody is going to want to pick to go against him, because he is so well connected within the house. But Josh in particular, I think especially Kyle, who has won against him, I don't think he wants to go up against Nelson. He doesn't want to go up against CT. He definitely doesn't want to go up against Logan, who has more elimination wins than Josh at this point. And I think he could want to go up against Emmanuel, but I think Emmanuel is more of a wild card. But those are the players that I think are in the danger zone and possibly could be going into the elimination against each other as we move closer and closer to the finals. But what do you think about that? Let me know that in the comment section below. Now let's read some comments from my Thursday's review and recap, and the first one comes from Sherry, who says, so did you just have that Maverick suit sitting around for a special occasion? And Donnell also has a comment about the suit saying, Drew, how long have you had this outfit? You look great, LOL. Thank you so much. So I will say that I bought this jumper online right after the Super trailer. Once I saw everybody was donning some Top Gun gear and flight gear, I was like, oh yeah, I want to buy that. I want to make it look good. I want to put patches. So I bought these patches, the suit. The day of the Super trailer dropping and doing a breakdown, I ran to Amazon and was just buying it. And that's why I'm wearing it today, because I wanted to show it off again. I'm very proud of it. And also, I want to get my money's worth. So I'm wearing this as much as I can. I did not just have this lying around. I did spend time, money, and effort putting this together and getting this together for, yes, one episode. For one episode's daily mission. I was happy to read the comments, seeing that everybody was pretty impressed with this outfit. I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad I could bring it to the show and add a little flair to the reviews and recaps. Next comment comes from Olivia, who says, well, Top Gun is still having their promotion tour on reality TV. First, it was The Bachelorette last week, and now it's The Challenge. It's been 2 years since that trailer came out. What is time at this point? JRed657 says, movies should stop doing promotions with The Challenge, as they're now 2 for 2 on being delayed. First The Fast and Furious, and now Top Gun Maverick. And I also have to mention that there was a question in last season, Double Agents, in the Trivia Challenge, where there was a James Bond question that Leroy got wrong, but the answer was wrong because they were thinking that the James Bond movie that's coming out like this Thanksgiving was supposed to come out before that challenge premiered. So they said Leroy got it wrong, but he was technically right because they were doing it, if the James Bond movie was out, but it got delayed so much. Next comment comes from Travis, who says, Josh pulled a Josh. I thought it was interesting that Josh mentioned it in his own confessionals, that he said he pulled a Josh. I thought that was like meta, and I think that it was pretty interesting that he said he pulled a Josh, or he was joshing it up and having the puzzle piece on his tied to himself and he couldn't find it. It reminded me of Total Madness, where they were doing the truck mission with the puzzle pieces and he like instantly kicked off his puzzle piece. That was joshing it up too. The next comment comes from Jonathan, and says, I'm wondering, when are we going to see a trivia challenge? I'm worried that we're not going to get a trivia challenge at all this season. I don't know if it's because we had so many rookies, have so many global competitors, that they were worried that it would be an unfair advantage or it wouldn't work out well, so they just completely pulled it. I haven't seen one featured at all in any of the trailers or what, but I just don't think we're getting it. But we are going to get a trivia challenge in All-Stars 2, so another check plus for All-Stars 2 there. Bryce comes in with a comment saying, I can't seem to understand why everybody gets upset when people play a selfish game. Like Amanda said, you're here for a mill, not here to help your friends win money. Yes, I was so frustrated in the deliberation when Josh was like, think about me, your friend. This is my best shot of winning a finals. Dude, you shouldn't even be worried about a finals or making a finals. You should just be worried about getting past the next 2 or so guys' days, because you gotta win. You need to win. Be worried about the next daily challenge, because you should not be worrying about the finals just yet. And it's just crazy to me that both Josh and Devin were like, don't do this. You're being selfish. You're playing a toxic game. It's like, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Like, let her be greedy. Let her be selfish, because this is the point to do so. Maria spitting facts, saying if everyone played to please everyone, then there wouldn't be a show. Hence, they wouldn't be getting paid. Facts. That's exactly right. Gorbal comes in with a comment saying, Amanda by far the best character this season besides Priscilla. She's able to go against the grain and shake things up, something Corey talked about and unfortunately wasn't able to achieve. I think Priscilla and Amanda really shouldered this season and really brought a good amount of spice and really shook things up, and I loved it, because I think without them, this season would have been very much so mellow and just so like everybody just going with the flow, going with the waves, and it's just like, really? Nobody's trying to shake things up, especially this far into the game? I'm so happy that Priscilla and Amanda were on this season. Next comment comes from John, who says, Amanda is the female version of Devin. Yeah, I think that's what irks me the most about Devin coming at Amanda so harsh, is that they are the same player. And for Devin to be like, what does Amanda bring to the show? She only brings chaos. Amanda's good with puzzles, like you, Devin. She stirs the pot, like you, Devin. And she's stubborn, just like you, Devin. I think they're so alike that they're gonna get on each other's nerves and just bash heads no matter what season that they're on, no matter what game that they play, no matter if there's a vet truce or not, that they are always going to be frustrated with each other because they are so similar. Christian comes in with a comment saying, do you think we see a CT choo-choo with the way that Daily is looking? I sure hope so. I would love to see CT just lay somebody out. Sadly, I think a lot of players are going to try to like hug the walls when CT is coming in and trying to like look out and be a little bit more like stealthy, trying to get around CT. But I think we will get some good trucks, especially on the women's side. I think we saw Tori get like really like upended in one of the shots. I can't wait for this mission. This is going to be a real headbanger. And the last comment comes from Mean Gene, who says, I became an Amanda fan this episode. So much so, I'd like to see her win this season. I was a big Devin fan before this season. This season, he's best friends with Big Brother and becoming as obnoxious as they are. I'm rooting for Amanda, Nelson, and Kyle this season. I love CT, but his attachment to Emmy is off-putting. This season has been rough. Yay for All-Stars. I couldn't have said it better myself, Mean Gene, and that's right, yay All-Stars. It just premiered on November 11th. I got my review and recap out. Go check it out if you haven't seen it just yet. And also, I'll be doing a Tiny Table Talk on Saturdays for the Challenge All-Stars Season 2. I watched the first episode. It is good, and it just looks like it's going to be an explosion of fun. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen along those lines. But that is it for Tiny Table Talk this week. What did you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to be in the danger zone? And do you feel like Emerald has become unbearable? Let me know that down in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen in next week's daily challenge? And who do you think is going to be up for elimination this coming week? Let me know anything and everything down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm back really soon with more Challenge 37 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.